stress, by the way, I didn't press a button to activate that door. I got close enough and the game decided for me that that's what I wanted to do. It's wrong, and it should stop making decisions for me. Western style horror games have this fucking fascination with not having you press buttons to open doors.
Just turning up shows you.
Downpour does this shit too. Why?
Good.
Door magnetism is like the last fucking thing I want.
The other therapist didn't work out for you. I want you to know this will be different.
Kaku and Iro look too similar. Do they?
We take this at your pace. No notes, no drugs, no theories. We go back to the start. Understand what happened. Take a look at this short form. I promise it's the only one you'll see during your therapy.
See, I can read.
Try to answer truthfully. It's easier that way.
There. Oops. Mirai with the kanji for next. Yeah. Makes mirai. Because the prefix means a different thing in that context.
Never cheated on a partner, really?
Book of Memories, a Western game? Yeah, it was made by Way Forward, even. What was I saying? Yeah, so, like, in relation to memorizing the kanji in isolation, I don't actually think that's that helpful, because, again, that's like trying to memorize... It's like trying to learn English by memorizing the dictionary, because you need to learn words. You'll learn the kanji in the process of learning the words in which it's used. And you'll get the sense for how it's read if you do that. This is not to say that individual, like, kanji practice is useless. That was a very British way of pronouncing the word kanji. But more that I don't think it's, like, the only thing. I think people psych themselves out of learning Japanese because of it. It's like, why? I gotta learn, like, thousands of these funny characters on their own to speak this language? It's like, no, you don't. Don't do it that way. Learn words at a time. You'll learn the kanji that those words contain, and then you'll get the sense for it. It comes naturally. Like, even Japanese speakers, like, even native Japanese speakers don't learn the language that way. They are taught the kanji in years with with context, you know, in the native environment. Learn words, not kanji. You'll learn kanji with words. You need kanji to read words. So why not learn words? Learn vocabulary. The rest follows naturally. That's what I think. Really? That's pretty shitty. Cheryl. The notch was like one dial too far. Did I ever make a conversation with a Japanese version? Over Discord, yeah. Like, in text. Not with the spoken voice. Not yet. I had a funny exchange with someone in the Chicory speedrunning Discord. Because, they noticed that I wrote a Japanese word on the title screen of my Chicory GDQ run. And they made a post, like... They made a post just, like, quoting the word that I wrote. I wrote yoroshiku. Which is just a greeting. It's like a particular kind of greeting, but it's a greeting. And I decided to be cheeky, and I replied to that post in Japanese, saying, I wrote it because there was space there. That's what I said. I said, Soko ni space ga aru kara. Here's the thing. The poster was Japanese. So I was like, oh shit, I've done this too far. Now they think I can actually speak this language competently. Oh fucking dear. I wasn't rude. But it's like, oh shit. Oh dear, I've accidentally engaged conversation in my second language. I was trying to be cute. At least I don't think I was rude. I never try to be rude. I'm actually very terrified of coming off as being rude in Japanese, as you might understand. As you might understand, I am constantly terrified of being perceived as rude.
Cheryl?
When speaking one's second language.
Sweetie, you're okay? Are you at home?
There is a constant low-level fear that you're saying something too bluntly.
You have to run, Daddy. You can't fight them. Run!
What? Is somebody with you? Cheryl! I'm coming to get you! Damn it!
I don't know why I pulled the phone out. There's totally a dude on the other side of this wall. Nope. Where is he? Where? Where? Where are the dudes? Check out my teleport skill. Like, I'm still not running. Like, you see the problem with this, right? There he is. There's a dude. Yell at me. Thank you. I'm gonna have to shake him off, though. He's, like, directly in the way. There's no fucking way I was getting through there. Ah, that sucks! I always go roughly the same on this segment, no matter what I do.
It's good that we touched on the car crash.
But that I didn't stop. I couldn't get the run. Like, where was the run, man? Where's my run?
I want to talk about family. It's important, right? I don't mean all that touchy-feely crap.
Yeah, I'm not so good at, like,
You're not a very
following a
touchy-feely
conversation in
person.
Japanese, though. It's difficult.
You're giving me
Most of my
that
Japanese
look.
practice comes from I shit ye
I'm
not
talking
Twitch
too
chat,
much.
which is a
Well,
not
let's have you
ideal,
talk or not, or whatever you feel comfortable doing.
but it's the easiest place I've found to like to just post in Japanese.
Is it true to say you're a private person? Would you say it
But then
takes a
shit
while for
happens, right?
people
Because
to get to
because
know
I'm reasonably like decently known in the speedrunning scene. That
People
feels like
can
I'm sort of
choose their friends,
aggrandizing
but not
myself
their
there,
family.
but fuck it, it's a story.
Would you prefer to
I go
spend
into
time with
Japanese Twitch
friends
chats of
over
people who are
family?
speedrunning sometimes. I speak some words in chat like a couple times
Nothing
or whatever.
surprising there.
And twice this has happened to me. Twice while I've been
Like
posting,
this.
the
On
streamer
table are some
stops and
pencils
addresses me in English.
I want you to let out your inner
It's like, "Hi,
child
Punchy." I'm
and
just like,
color in the
"Fuck."
picture.
Shunde bareta.
Titled Happy Family. You're finished? What a lovely family home. Is your home like
It's like they know
this?
instantly. Because either they know who I am, like in advance, or they have acquired the sense somehow,
You know what's
probably
funny?
from my broken
I've been a
Japanese,
cop
that
in
I'm
this
not
town for
Japanese.
20 years. Before that, I used to ride around in my daddy's
It
patrol
actually,
car.
it's a lot of it's in the
Town,
username.
no
There's a
people.
certain,
But your face?
I can't describe how this makes
I don't
any
know
sense,
you.
but Japanese usernames are like
trouble.
different.
Not tonight.
Well, I guess
Because I mean, for one thing, they have to
everything's
fit the syllabary, and my username actually doesn't.
Why are we the only car on the road?
No one's
Like,
saying
it converts
I'm
to the
driving
syllabary
tonight.
pretty easy. Like, Punchy
Sorry,
is pretty
I
easy to
didn't-
say,
It's okay.
but the way it's spelled in English is like a fucking
all this
landmine for
snow?
Japanese speakers.
Who knows? We only covered basic meteorology in the academy. Hell, we
Because
didn't
most
hear
of them
about
will
this
look
till
at it
it's
and attempt to pronounce it
barely had
punte,
time to close off the major highways.
which is not right.
It's like the whole town is being punished.
It's only weather.
Sure.
But again, like, I don't
Very
blame them.
restless
It's
back
like
there,
the
Mr.
way it's
Mason.
spelled is
Anything you
like
wanna tell me?
inconvenient.
Of course I'm restless. I'm worried about my daughter.
Inconvenient with the way Japanese syllabary works.
7 and she's out there in this blizzard.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just hurry up and get us to the station.
But I also do not correct anyone on it because I cannot be bothered. I am not that kind of guy.
Damn, can't even see the road. I'm gonna see exactly where we are. Stay put.
I've seen that sketch as well. It's a good sketch. Also, I feel the need to sort of stress and like sort of advanced defend myself at this point that my Japanese is mediocre. Oh my fucking god, game, you are so bad. That took far too many attempts to get the fucking cabinet to register a bad game. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I feel a need to sort of defend defend myself in advance of this. My Japanese is mediocre. I'm not a strong or confident Japanese speaker. My Japanese is middling. I would maybe pass the N3 on a good day. If you don't know what that means, then don't worry about it. If you do know what that means, then, well, you know what I'm talking about. Bruh. I'm having a real issue where when I click on an object, the game doesn't do anything with that information. A German tried to speak broken English to you. A German in Germany defender saying you had Aztec what the fuck does Aztec facial features mean? I have a similar story when I was in Germany for TwitchCon. I was at TwitchCon Berlin once. It was bad, by the way. I would never go ever again. But unrelated to that, at some point someone who was like clearly not local to Berlin came up to me and tried to ask me a question about, I think, the train system in German. Here's the problem with that. I don't speak German. So here's the thing. When presented with someone just walking up to me and casually and confidently asking me a question in German, a language I don't understand, my brain did some kind of roulette calculation to figure, okay, what language am I going to reply in? And what it came back with was, Deutsch I told the guy I wasn't German in Japanese. And he looked at me like... he looked at me like, the fuck? And then walked off. Respond to more people in chat. It's my favorite technique for getting out of talking to people on public transport. Like, conversely, the same trip, someone similarly nervous about the train system. I don't know why, I like train systems, so apparently I give off the air of, like, confident about trains, apparently. Another person came up to me that same trip, asking about, the underground. And they were, like, very nervous, approached me. They were like, hey, mate. You know, they were like that. They were like... And immediately, like, from the first 2 words this guy spoke, I was like, he's British. He was like, hey, do you guys speak English? I was like, yeah, mate, I'm British, don't worry about it. And I could see, like, the colour return to his face. Like, as soon as I was like, yeah, pal, it's good. There's no dude here. I'm taking this flare anyway. Has that ever backfired, me talking to someone in Japanese and then responding? No, it has never backfired somehow. Oh, there's a guy there. Nice teleport. I like how I bonked that guy out of the way with the door and it still didn't count. He still caught up to me. Somehow. Via the advanced power of lying. Jump. Fuck off. Basically even, aside from a couple of bullshit grabs. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for the flare? No, I think it was worth it. Fair, you would also be dumbfounded if you'd ask someone thinking they're English or something, they reply in Japanese. The thing is, though, it's the fact he asked me in German. Like, if someone asks me something in English, I will reply to them in fucking English. I'm not like a total twat. Unless it's public transport and I don't want to talk to anyone. Like, to be fair, I do that in England, to be clear. Like, if there's someone if someone's, like, trying to bug me on public transport, I pretend not to speak English. Is that an asshole thing to do? It might be.
Officer?
But bear in mind this
Harry,
is
I've been
Britain,
calling
where
you.
it's
Did you
like
switch your phone
considered
off?
impolite
No,
to
I
talk to
just,
people on public transport to
I was-
start with. I want to point that out.
know where I
Culturally,
was.
it is not
Harry,
like
you
it is
okay?
unusual to do
Yeah,
that
I'm okay.
in England.
I'm out of the woods.
It's less common
I'm
in
on a
other
football
countries. In
field.
Britain, do not talk
I
to
think
people
it's
on
the
public
high school.
transport.
Midwich High School. Listen, Harry, Midwich has a gym. They often use it as an emergency shelter in severe weather. Go to the gym and wait there for me.
Emergency shelter. Cheryl could have been taken there.
Yes, Cheryl could be there. Will you do this for me?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, but if Cheryl's not there, I can't wait. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Harry,
So we get to the halcyon days of high school. When I was starting out, the popular theory said it was their mom and dad that screwed a person up. But if you really
But
want
if someone tries to speak to me in a language that's not English,
send them to high school.
my brain will think, oh, that's
I
not
bet your
English.
school
I should
locker
clearly
was a
speak
real
Japanese. the only other language I know, because if what I'm looking at isn't English, it must be Japanese, because that's the only second language I regularly interact with. Here's the problem. That's not correct, like, some of the time. It's correct a lot of the time. It's not correct all the time. So that's why my brain does that. It, like, short circuits and defaults to speak, like, to reply in Japanese with anything I hear.
Drunk. Ah. Virgin. Bully. And slacker.
Most commonly, it's been happening to me lately with
Let's take a different tack.
Korean, because I've been like following DJ Max streams and shit, and it's a Korean game and what have you. And my brain like attempts to pass everything I hear as Japanese, which doesn't help as well because Korean phonotactics are actually pretty similar to Japanese, so I keep mishearing things as Japanese words when they're not at all. Bruh.
Done. Nice. If that was all there was to it, it would have been a breeze.
Sometimes you respond to people speaking Hebrew.
Let's talk more about
when people speaking Hebrew to you in German.
At school.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only person who does that. So there's English and then there's not English. But as I only know one not English, my brain interprets every not English as being the one thing that I know. Why does that keep happening now? I keep grabbing the wrong window. I used to not have that problem, and now I have that problem. When I on the couch for the only track run at GDQ? I think it's been ran before, but I was on the couch for at least one of the runs at GDQ. The most popular run of the game. Wait a second, Tukai. Have a nice day. Thanks for dropping in. Why can't I just know every language? When someone speaks a language or writes something in a language I can't understand, I feel really impolite for some reason. And like, I don't know why. That's like a definitely irrational feeling. Like, I can't know every fucking language. I'm one guy. But it feels rude somehow. I feel like I'm being impolite by not knowing. Like, for instance, here's a weird tack to take. I grew up in an environment with a lot of Punjabi speakers. And I have constantly felt bad about the fact that at no point did I ever actually pick up a lick of fucking Punjabi.
Shit.
You break it?
It just froze on me. It is her. It is her.
And like I said, lately I've been
We moved?
I've been interacting with
Because of the accident?
DJ Max community and players a lot more, and it's a Korean game with a very Korean-focused audience. And the same with Easy 2 on Reboot. It's a Korean game with a very Korean-focused audience, and I feel impolite for not knowing
My
Korean.
ID was old. That wasn't my house. What else did I forget?
There's a phone number. Why don't you call it?
I will. There's no reception. I'll be outside.
Especially when I play that, because that game has, like, online play. So sometimes I just rock up into open match and everyone's typing in Korean, and it's like, I can't read it.
You want me to find her?
I can't even type in it.
It's her father, Harry Mason. Is she okay?
Harry?
Is she okay?
Who the hell do you think you are?
Sorry? What's the...
Leave me alone!
It feels rude.
to me?
But, like, no one really cares on DJ Max. Like, it's all rhythm game shit. People just care about how good you press buttons. They don't care that you can't speak Korean. But at the same time, it's like everyone's chatting away in there, and it's like, I don't really understand any of this. I'm just gonna sit here and play my video game. Feels rude somehow. Feels like I'm a smelly banana in the fruit bowl. Why are you here, smelly banana? Oh, that triggered the running. Good. Oh, there was a guy. I actually kind of didn't really see that guy. Okay, cool teleport, dude. That's very cool. Oh, let me in the door. Let me in the door. You were in the middle of an animation. You can't trick me. That interaction was interesting. Oh, there's a guy there. He's totally gonna get me. Yep. That's a thing that kind of frustrates me about this way this game's chase segments work. Was like, oh, there's a guy behind me. What can I do about that? Nothing, really. Wait until he gets to you, and then press the button. There's no, like, bob and weave you can do to, like, sort of escape danger. You're gonna get grabbed. A guy on the other side of this wall. Yes, there fucking is. That sucks, because he's going to interrupt me when I'm trying to take the photo. Oh, I got it. That's okay. That's actually perfectly fine. Getting knocked out of the phone menu, but that's a best... If you're going to get grabbed there, getting grabbed out of the phone menu is the best case scenario. Okay. That's the worst case scenario. Trying to activate the flare and having the phone come up instead. These were not the commands I asked for. The fuck button did I hit to do that? And now we light the flame. Noob! Noob monster! Alright, well that segment was bad, and through no real fault of my own. Just hilarious spawns and... yeah, just hilarious spawns, really. That's time loss, baby! Meh. Big stain in my pants there.
Harry? I was about to head off, but thought I ought to wait a little longer.
So like, was they speak at least one Romance language and they said, why not the one they spoke in Rome? I still think French would probably have been like...
I need to go there.
I took Latin at school instead of French, but like I explicitly wanted to do French instead of Latin. They wouldn't fucking let me. I've told this story before.
There's my boss's SUV. Yeah, I'm looking after it while she's on vacation. It's at the
All
club
the French
where I
you did
work.
was trash
No
talk
problem.
Latin. Yeah, it's not a language teacher. It's not a very strong argument to just trash talk the other language. It makes it sound cooler.
I want my jacket. You're going to freeze.
I'm used to running around in a dress.
I mean, granted, you know, at a high school level of education, whether or not I learned French or Latin made no difference.
You thinking about your daughter?
Constantly.
I'm sure she's okay.
Like, I'd have forgotten all of it anyway.
She was in the back sleeping. Then the crash. She was gone.
Your head is still jumbled up, Harry. Just give it a while, okay? You should go see a doctor.
I'll make sure Cheryl is safe, then worry about myself.
But like, if I had a choice right now of like, if you could speak one of these languages competently right now, which one would you choose? Definitely French. French, like, I would get use out of it. I wouldn't get a tremendous amount of use out of it, but it wouldn't be like completely worthless to me.
The hottest nightclub in town.
Never heard of it.
Really? It's pretty popular.
You work there, right? What do you do?
I sing.
But as is, I remember like some words
It's a temporary thing while John and I sort things
from
out.
education and not much else.
In Massachusetts.
It turns out you forget stuff if you don't use it.
Decide if I'm going to-
So having not spoken a word of French or even looked at a word of French in some decade and a half means it just falls out your brain.
And John?
He wants it too.
You know what's funny? I think the most French I learned recently was playing through Solo Torobo because there's a fucking
Now we're out in the
phrase book in the back of the manual, but it's in Japanese, so it's a J to French
Was probably
phrase
his
book, and it's
love
like, what?
gift
This is a fucking bizarre way to go about learning this.
Not so touchy-feely.
For me.
Oh, John's not like that. Back in school, he was very passionate.
They say absence makes the heart grow fonder.
You believe that?
Absolutely.
Fucking JP to FR phrase book in the back of the manual. Like, this is one way of doing it. The most important thing I've learned about French is to always pronounce words like you're trying to cough up phlegm.
Hey, no looking where you shouldn't. Oh, nobody. Just.
Also, it's funny that we're talking about how bad French pronunciation is, and then I said a word like phlegm. Good luck sounding that out, fuckers!
That means we don't have to stop for any red lights. One way. Screw that. Let's cut up on Kincaid.
No, I always find you have to put like a lot of your throat when speaking in French, where you gotta put your throat into it. That kind of sound.
You're not gonna be sick, are you?
I think I'm losing my mind.
What?
How long have you known me?
I don't know. A few years?
I don't know you. I can't remember you since the car crash. Nothing is making sense.
Don't do this to me, Harry.
It's been so
Start
not
tripping out on me.
not quite like
When you said you crashed your car, you didn't mention this.
you gotta again you gotta like
Damn, are you in pain?
you gotta like roll it in the back of the throat.
And I can remember most things. Just sometimes.
I'm taking the piss here, by the way, but also, it's like, it's the kind of taking the piss that's not completely wrong.
You really don't know who I am.
No.
Sid and Nancy?
Who are Sid and Nancy?
My tits? You named them?
We're sleeping together?
This is a joke, right? A really lame joke.
English and French just because they're the languages where natives often actively refuse to learn other languages. See, I'm keenly aware of that, and I feel bad about it. Like, as an English speaker, English is kind of like the lingua franca of the internet, right? So there is some expectation. That was the wrong lever. Fuck, I fucked up. Oh, mistake. Fuck was I saying? Right, I can in fact, there's an expectation that you gotta speak English on the internet. And it's an expectation that you can rely on.
Bridge is ready.
Because a lot of people do speak English like as their second language because internet.
Why is this?
And I feel bad about that. I try not to take it for granted.
This isn't the first time you've acted weird, Harry.
What does that mean? Be straight with me.
Stop it.
But like, I kind of can. Like, here's the thing. It's a self-selecting group, right? When I try and speak Japanese on Twitch in Japanese Twitch streamers' chats, a lot of them also speak English because it's kind of self-selecting. The kind of person who is out there streaming on the Twitch.television probably also does know some English because Twitch is like not really a very Japanese-friendly website. I do not speak German. Perish the thought.
Shit.
I'll be honest with you, I'm heavily biased against German as a language because I was forced to do it in school against my will. Like, at the expense of French, and that pissed me off. The Japanese Twitch, literally it's just like if you mean like, what streaming service did the Japanese commonly use, Twitch is gaining ground like significantly these days. Prior to Twitch it was mostly Nico, but Nico's kind of bad. I try to keep an open mind about these things, they use different websites with different features, but no, Nico kind of sucks. There's a reason that people are moving to Twitch. That was a
Nasty,
kind of an early split, but whatever.
inevitable. Everyone is going to
But
die.
nowadays, people basically,
pretend
I think Japanese
otherwise.
people mostly use either Twitch or
could die
YouTube for
tonight.
streaming. Remember, YouTube streaming is a thing, and it's pretty popular in lots of places. I'm not really sure if they're much into Facebook. I don't
How
think
would you
so.
like to die?
If there's any other platform that
Let me guess.
Japanese gamers would stream
You
on, and
want
I
to
don't know
die
it.
Surrounded by friends. It's academic, really, as we're only truly conscious.
I think
of
it's
death when
basically
it
Twitch and
happens to
YouTube, I
others.
think.
Get to my age, you'll have seen plenty of people die. There 1 minute, then gone. Okay.
Pretty sure
game
Nico has
time.
kind of fallen out of
There are
popularity
7 pictures of
nowadays because
people on the
Nico,
table.
bluntly,
Your
is shit.
job is to tell me who is dead and who is merely sleeping.
Like, in case you guys don't know how
Divide them
Nico
up.
streaming
Left,
did
dead.
work at some point, I don't know if it still works like this, I fucking hope not. You had to book your time slot for streaming in advance, and it only went up to an hour.
It's just an exercise. There's no right answer. Actually, They were all dead.
You could get an extension to go over an hour,
Let's get back to it.
but that was like a process. How did that work? I'm not familiar with the intricacies of the system because I'm not Japanese. I never tried to stream on Nico because I was on Twitch, a much better website.
Another crash? This is a different girl?
You must have seen the bridge.
But I remember how, like, this is why it was popular, because, like, one thing that is huge in JRTA circles, Japanese real-time attack, speedrunning. Like, a speedrunner in Japanese is called RTA-san. That's the translation, RTA-san, because it's a speedrunner, because it means that. That's what it means. That's what they do. Anyway, moving on. One thing that's huge in JRTA is Dragon Quest speedrunning, right? Because Dragon Quest is huge in Japan. This is one of the reasons why JRPGs are, like, a much more commonly accepted form of speedrunning in Japanese speedrunning marathons and what have you. They're more present over there. I keep going on tangents. Can you tell? I have much interest in the topic. Any fucking way. Dragon Quest runs are kind of long, though. They're RPGs. They go way over the 1 hour limit that Nico allotted for streaming. This is why it was popular, and indeed customary, in JRTA circles for a very long time, to write a report to go with your speedrun. Like, you would describe the run in text via the written word. Because video proof was often inconsistent and sometimes missing bits. Due to the format of the website. I think it might still be customary to do that for Dragon Quest III. Nice knockdown. I can't be for real. I'm very for real. Have I ever told a lie? Yeah, like an after-action report. Yeah, like a speedrun. That's what people would do. Many of these can still be found. I'm gonna get grabbed the second I fucking hit ground. Okay, I'm actually not... Okay. Better than expected, honestly. Didn't expect the report twist. No. Clearly. JRTA gamers are on some other shit. Oh, I forgot to turn to the right there. Bad. Poor movement. But otherwise, that was a pretty clean chase segment. That was really good. Points for me. Bingo! Ah! I think I may have overshot the numbers slightly, but that should be okay, I think, I hope. Yeah, it's fine. If I can't adjust the radio, that means I've done it correctly. It's close enough. It doesn't sound like it's close enough, though, does it? You don't have to do, like, okay, to make this clear, you didn't have to do a report to, like, submit your run to the board. If your run was good, though, it was customary to do it. Like, they didn't expect it from everyone, but they did expect it from, like, the really serious players. That was the impression I got. Nowadays, people just have full video footage, so that tradition has mostly taken a backseat.
Open. Come on. God, please open.
Are you okay?
I wasn't even supposed to be here today. It's my day off, but we were 3 nurses down because of the weather. Damn it. I wasn't supposed to be here.
Never going to work on your day off?
Been here.
Hey.
Sorry. I'm just upset. Don't worry, it's nothing.
Shouldn't we take you inside?
I'm ready to go home. My apartment is a few blocks north. I can clean myself up there.
I'm heading that way. Let me walk you. Lisa?
I'm okay, really. But you can keep me company.
I'm Harry.
It's not far to my apartment. We can jaywalk in this weather. Where did you say you were headed?
Home. My daughter went there after our accident.
What happened?
I crashed my car. I don't know how long I was unconscious. But when I woke up, Cheryl was gone.
And she made it all this way?
I know it doesn't quite add up.
There's been a greater integration lately with the JRTA community and the English-speaking speedrun scene.
I spoke to
More
someone
Japanese
else on the phone.
users use speedrun.com
There are times when things don't
and
feel
stream on
real.
Twitch, etc., etc. The worlds are merging. But that makes it kind of hard, because most things aren't written in Japanese.
Hey, I'm as real as they come. Though, some patients mistake
This is
me
why I
for
try to
cancer.
translate the rules of any
That's
leaderboard I run into
medication.
Japanese. At least
I'm
ones with
real
a
and I've got the
Japanese,
bags
like,
under my eyes to
version.
prove it.
I haven't done it for Silent
You
Hill
been a
though, 'cause I'm
nurse
not
long?
sure how to write some of
You
it.
add up all the overtime, back-to-back 12-hour shifts, compared to a standard 9 to 5, I've been in the hospital for 40 human years.
All restrictions are gone in the UK now. That'll last 2 fucking weeks.
Like tonight.
It's not the first time this has happened.
Hell of a wake-up call.
It's also deeply stupid.
Not long now.
You holding up?
I'm fine. I just need to get home and put my feet up.
So, your accident. What happened there?
It's all a bit hazy.
Why ask that
Need to
though?
get my story
What's the
straight
relevance?
Before I call my insurance. They always try and
I'm
twist it.
suspicious of
You were
such
alone?
things.
Yeah.
And driving?
Yes. Now
It's
you're
a touchy
trying to
topic
get me.
because it's
Not me. I crashed
dumb as
my
hell.
car too. I got my own insurance forms to file. So what happened?
basically it's
It
proxy murder.
Kind of feels like I blacked out before the crash. I just remember coming to.
I remember.
So, oh man,
coming
y'all
off
ain't
the
dead
road.
yet? Let's
Didn't
speed that
plan.
up.
When I came to, I was confused. Cheryl was gone. My car was wrapped around a post.
This is like being in a therapy group for car crash survivors. Thanks for sharing, Harry. Let's go around the room.
They still teach bedside manner to nurses?
You want bedside manner? Get. Watch some TV if you want. I won't be long.
I still work from home regardless.
You know, last time I had a guy in my apartment, it was summer. During the heat wave.
Yeah, no, the UK's just kind of decided. The UK, in case you guys don't know this, since apparently this is just the topic now, whatever. The UK abruptly, the Prime Minister abruptly decided, seemingly on his own, that we were just removing all lockdown / pandemic measures immediately effective as of like 2 days from announcement. It's like, oh, okay, I see we have just completely stopped giving a shit. Seemingly he's chosen to do it just because there's so much controversy surrounding the bumbling fucking dipshit's actions that he's just decided to kill people. It's like he's throwing his toys out the pram on the way out of office.
Hop into the bathroom and get me some pills.
It's like, oops, I have a controversy. The media attention is actually focused on me now. So I've decided to kill people by the thousands. Like, okay.
Look in the cabinet. Bottom shelf. Oh, my head.
A different pill every speedrun.
You feel guilty about everything. When we all lived in huts and wore
How are the
furs,
therapy
we
sessions?
worried over the simple things.
I need
Food,
more therapy to deal with
water,
this therapy.
whether animals would come and
Yeah,
eat
right
us
now
or
there is
not.
no immediate change on my
Now we
life,
have supermarkets,
despite
bottled
Boris's
water,
attempts to
and
kill
38
thousands of
caliber
people for
home
no reason.
security. So it
My
keeps us awake at
work
night.
has said there will be no changes
More
in
often
working
than
policy
not.
going forward for the foreseeable future.
If only I had
Which is
acted
basically-
differently.
which is especially
If only
funny.
I hadn't said that. If only I'd said
Given where I work.
You beat yourself up with your past. Don't blame yourself. Blame the world. Blame God. Blame me.
Basically, my work's just like taken one look at official policy for like,
Okay,
you know,
this is my
work from home is over,
Let
and they've
me
gone,
introduce some
no,
friends of mine.
work from home
This
continues
is King
actually.
Harold. His daughter, the chaste Celestine. A prince called Wilhelm.
I recognize the council's decision, but as it is a stupid-ass fucking decision, we have elected to ignore it.
Prince Wilhelm is passionately in love with Celestine.
Kind of work do I do? I work
but
in
she
finance.
Does not love him. One day,
That's
Wilhelm
as
comes
like
to the
as
king and
specific as
asks
I'm
for
willing to nail it
Celestine's
down
hand
to.
in marriage. Celestine begs the king not to marry her to Wilhelm, but the king ignores her pleas. Royal protocol means he must say yes to the match. They are married, and Wilhelm takes Celestine back with him to his kingdom. That night, he attempts to consummate the marriage, but the distraught Celestine flees. She runs from the safety of the castle and across a field, ignoring the sign which warns of danger. In that field is a bull, who, seeing the girl, charges her. She falls under his hooves and is killed instantly. What I want you to do is line the players up according to how guilty they are of Celestine's death.
Do I have to use a VPN to work? I do, and it's a bad VPN. It makes everything slow and shitty, but that's fine. I don't like working either.
You want to hear that again?
If it works slow and makes the work bad, it just means I have excuse to work less. Fine by me. Whatever, dude.
Couldn't ignore the facts.
Catch me giving a shit.
Was the one who killed her. I find the best cure for guilt is to never get caught in the first place. Let's continue.
So I don't mind that much. I like being able to, like, work from home. Even if I gotta work through a shitty VPN, it's fine. I can do things like put the laundry on while I work. Fascinating. Can't do that in the office. Game. I love it when I try and press the thing to open the door twice and it just ignores me for no fucking reason. See, I actually don't think that, like, my company is being like, you know, oh, we're staying working from home out of, like, the goodness of their hearts or because, you know, they're trying not to kill their workforce. The latter might actually be a serious concern for them. It's mostly staffed by old people. I actually think it's just because my organization is really inflexible. I think the reason they haven't gone, oh, everyone come back into the office is because they have, like, they can't react that quickly.
Lisa?
Oh, God, Harry. What if...
I actually think that's the reason why they're not immediately bringing everyone back into the office as soon as they possibly can. Because,
You've got to come back.
I think they just, like, there's like, what, like, you want everyone back now? No. The fuck?
Oh, Harry.
Lisa? I'm coming back.
Office life is dead to you now. Mostly same. From the way it sounded, it seems like my work was, like, permanently transitioning to at least a mixture of working from home and in office. At this point, just because I think they've invested too much in it to not. Like, they gave everyone laptops. That must have cost a lot of money. Shitty laptops, but laptops. You can bathe during lunch breaks, which feels incredibly... Dude, I know, right? You get that. I can shower on my lunch break, and that feels amazing.
This isn't what...
I said don't move. Stand up and step away from the girl.
This isn't what it looks like.
Stop talking.
The office is unnecessary.
She was in an
The
accident.
pandemic has laid bare that office is
Shut the hell up.
bullshit.
You've been feeding me bullshit all night.
Never go to the office.
Shut up. I know you're not Harry.
Commuting an hour to log on to computer. What a fucking stupid idea. Who thought that shit up? Our society is fake. Fake! We live in a society! A fake one! I'm becoming Jokerized from this. I will never go back to the office. If there was one thing I was hoping that the pandemic would lay bare a lot of the stupid rituals that we participate in. as being completely unnecessary, but like that's actually the stuff that we seem to be determined to keep in the name of returning to normal. Normal sucks. Fuck normal. I'm done with normal. That other guy's gonna teleport to me. Oh, he didn't. Ah. Surprised I got away with that. Surprised I got away with that, too. Didn't get away with that, though. Ah, bastard. I'm gonna get jumped again. Fuck off, game. Yeah, like, the middle managers hate the work from home. Because it reveals that they are actually largely unnecessary in the process. It turns out the workers create the value. Turns out a lot of jobs don't fucking mean anything. Like, here's the thing, I don't really, like, my job feels kind of stupid, right? It feels like a bullshit job. In an ideal world, my job wouldn't exist, put it that way. But right now, my job actually does do something. Just don't care for it very much. People hawking me about how productive I am definitely don't contribute anything. I don't see you filing. My job is at least a little not bullshit. It could be less bullshit, though. Gumball, gumball, gumball. Purple. Ooh, yellow. Red, 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 red. 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 That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Give me that. Could still be so much better, too. That was like, what, 7 shakes of the gumball? 7 shakes of the gumball. What time is it? It's 3 shits of the rooster and 7 shakes of the gumball. Your job could be automated? I think a lot of mine could be, but, like, not all of it. It's a bit too messy. It deals with, like, people. Like, it's numbers, but also there's, like, wiggle room and, like, judgment to be made and what have you. Turns out the rules of finance are shockingly flexible. Ah. How do I feel about 18 plus toys? What do you mean, how do I feel about them? That's quite a question to ask a stranger, you know that? Do the toys feel nice? I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? I sometimes feel depresso espresso. What the fuck does that mean? What is... What kind of rating system do you operate on? Clearly, it's from Depresso Espresso to, I don't know, what would be the top in that? I don't fucking get it at all.
I disagree.
So good. Thanks for gifting us some to Monkalf. They get whatever joke it is you're doing. I fucking do not. I don't get anything. After all, according to my Twitter banner... What does my Twitter banner even say? I can't remember. What's the exact wording of it?
Still at the
Hang on.
lighthouse, maybe.
Lighthouse?
The world's #1 moralist who is in their prime and no interest in sex. That's what it
Isn't
says.
this my house? Who are you?
That's real, by the way. You can check my...
Really good.
You can check my Twitter bio. It's real.
We're soulmates, you and I. For richer or poorer. In sickness.
You
and
prime
health.
moralist.
You're my wife?
From where is that quote from? It's from Michigan Report from Hell, a PlayStation 2 game. A bizarre piece of storytelling. Yeah, the Cameraman game on PS2, correct. This game you didn't even know existed. My favorite fact about Michigan, the game called Michigan, is that it does not take place in Michigan. Michigan, the video game, takes place in Chicago. It's because it takes place near Lake Michigan, and I'm given to understand that Lake Michigan is quite large.
Shit.
About to make a game called Europe and make it take place in England. Alright, I'm banning this fucking guy. Taking the piss here, mate. Fucking Europe jokes. It's this European humor I've heard so much about. I wish we were still Europe. I don't know anything about Michigan, the place, either. Is Michigan real? Is it one of those fake states like North Dakota? I might try to do that. Okay, one grab isn't particularly bad there. In fact, one grab is fairly normal. I probably... If I banked left, that might have worked. Michigan is real. You have lakes and hand-shaped peninsulas. That sounds great. Can you encounter rare enemies on the peninsulas? Lots of rare... Are Canadians rare enemies? Well, Canadians are rarely enemies, so you could think of them as that way. Shit. Michigan is one of the highest ratios of bars to people you think in the States. Perfect. North Dakota's real, but Wyoming is not. Everyone in Michigan drops grade. You have to understand, right, that as an English person, I know very little about the difference between American states. Like, I'm sure you guys are aware this is... I hope you are aware this is a pretty common perception of, like, of America, the United States, is that most people who are not from America think of America as largely being one big thing. That's wrong. Fuck. Mistake. Oh, that was a bad mistake, too. Why did I turn right? Foolish. That was a low-level move. That was okay, though. I still saved a lot of time. Definitely, looking back at the start of that to trigger a scream is the right move.
You know, I think we're getting somewhere.
That's definitely the right play. That's the right play. Gained more knowledge.
Better when we didn't live so long. We have phrases like the honeymoon is over to remind us how quickly marriage is.
There's Idaho, Iowa, and Ohio. Ohio is real. That's where Scott the Woz is from. That's the only thing I know about Ohio.
Come on. You think marriage can really last? Should a couple stay together for the kids? Do you think it's a bad idea to marry young? You think sex becomes stale after
Delaware sounds like some kind of weird PC software you'd run as like a sort of interface between a word processor and a printer.
Expert on marriage.
Delaware.
Ace my matchmaker test. On the table are 6 pictures. All you have to do is sort them into 3 married couples.
I have been to Minnesota and I still regret it.
All finished. Okay. Now tell me which of those couples are still together.
What American states have I been to? I've been to Florida,
right?
I think.
Oh, let's keep going. We're really making progress here.
I've been to Minnesota.
So you were at Midwich
I've been to Florida.
A few years back, yeah.
I've technically been to... I've like, been in Georgia, but like...
family owns half the town. I was queen because I looked great in the dress.
I've been to Maryland.
I fit this one pretty well.
Maryland is a state, right? Is Maryland a state?
To what, taunt me?
Yeah, like I've been in Georgia. Like I've been in the airport that is in Georgia. I had a layover there once, but like that doesn't really count. I didn't leave the airport.
I actually had it in my head. We might try and make this work. God.
Yeah, okay, so I've been to Minnesota, Maryland, and Florida, and I think that's it. I think it's just those 3.
Stop the car.
What?
Stop the car. Stop the damn car.
Ohio and Minnesota have been the GDQ states. They moved to Florida for one of them pretty recently, you know, before the world ended.
Damn it! Bitch! She wants me to go after her.
I'm pretty sure I went to at least one of them in Florida, because it was hot as fuck hell all the time. You could, like, feel it on your skin. I remember that... see, the reason I remember that I'm pretty sure I went to one where it was in Florida is because the flight price was surprisingly cheap. Because normally flying to America costs 8 bazillion British pounds. Because it turns out that cross-continental transport is not cheap. Funny that. But, flying to Florida is, for reasons unknown to me, and by reasons unknown to me, I mean reasons very known to me, significantly cheaper. It's because it's in proximity to Disneyland. Thus being the time where I went to Florida and did not go to Disneyland, because I had no plans to go to Disneyland. That call came in fast. Are there theme parks with roller coasters in the UK? Sure, we've like heard of roller coasters. It's like we have roller coasters over here. We got like Alton Towers, and that's the only one I can remember off the top of my head, but I know there's like a handful of theme parks with different names. If you want to get on a shitty roller coaster, you can go to Brighton Pier. Never go to Brighton. Don't go to fucking Brighton. There is no good reason for anyone to be in Brighton. Ah, Thorpe Park. I've been to Thorpe Park. I threw up on a coaster once, and then I spent the rest of the day playing DDR in the arcade. You were born in Brighton? I'm so sorry.
We're getting deep in it now. I can almost taste it. All this talking, and we still haven't touched on the sex thing.
DDR after throwing up? Yeah.
That's what you're thinking. Aren't all psychiatrists
to re-establish
supposed to
balance.
be obsessed with sex? It's not us. It's you.
They had like an SN2 cab, I
You're
think.
obsessed with sex.
Fuck knows what they have nowadays.
Even when we're not talking about it, you're thinking about it. Come on, let's have some fun. See the pictures on the table? I want you to divide them up. The ones you think are a sexual symbol go on the left. The ones that aren't, the right.
Sorry, it's just easy to make fun of Brighton, because it's... It's just easy to make fun of Brighton.
None of them? Now you're screwing with me. You're in denial
What's
about
the worst
sex.
tourist hell in the UK?
Sex and death.
Brighton. Hence the joke.
It's a leap into the void, the great loss of self, the tiger in space, a plea for annihilation. To deny sex is to deny death itself.
It's like self-tourism, though, because, like, people not from Brighton go to Brighton.
People who are getting enough
and then make an ass of
need
themselves.
Analysis. You clearly are not getting enough. Let's see this through to the end.
Tiger in space thing at Queen reference? Dude, I have no fucking clue what it is. just like a phrase. Tiger in Space is a reference to a quote from a book. Is it fucking really? What book? Was it actually Gigabrained the whole time? Because everyone knows if you take a quote from a book, it automatically makes you smart, even if the quote is very dumb. The Accursed Share. Never heard of it! Therefore, I am forced to conclude that this is bogus art for silly people. It totally matters if you mash. That might be where I'm losing time in other locations now that I think about it. Even without the prompt to mash during non-chase sequence, it's faster to climb ladders if you mash. Like, I don't usually bother mashing to climb ledges, but, like, I'm pretty sure it's faster if you do. Shit, have I been giving up time this whole time to that? I might have been. Like, a lot of the time I'm mashing as, like, a force of habit, but sometimes I've not been. Given that French is fake, this book also must be.
Harry,
I remembered the phone
back.
call this time.
Sorry. It's too late now.
I love you, Harry.
Sorry.
Short summary of the plot of Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Harry Mason loses his daughter. Everything becomes icy. Everything is fucked. That's kind of it, really. Like, that's the shortest possible summary. Just, Harry has a daughter, he crashes his car, and then he loses his daughter in a town that's now full of ice and fucking spooky monsters and shit. Where are the other dudes? This will have to do, I suppose. Hop on, dude. Hop on, dude. Notorious Harry, die.
And now we proceed to not swim. What's up with Chase 5? It's Gumball.
The split is Gumball. I changed the name of the split to Gumball because I split after the Gumball rather than the chase. Hi, stash of games. Good morning. Amazing World of Gumball.
That's getting a movie!
I want to watch it. Yeah, I think it was officially confirmed that Gumball is, like, getting a movie. Some months back now. So as I end the game, you always drown. Like, whether or not I do swim doesn't actually make a difference, you will always drown. But then you wake up, and you approach the lighthouse clinic where you think your daughter is. Cheryl Mason. I haven't told you the ending, you see, because the thing about the short summary of the plot is that the ending kind of ruins it, so... here's the ending. Here's a PB, by the way. Woo! I got top 5. I'm a genius. What a gamer.
I'm spelling it out, but you're not listening. Your troubled school days? How you're conflicted about marriage? Your denial of death? The unfounded guilt? Abnormal sexuality? 18 years of denial. A whole universe.
I was
of
plus 12
fantasy
at some
that
point in this run as well, and I came back to make it minus 8. Japanese is not faster than NA or EU. I play JP because it's cheaper, not because it's faster. I'm gonna be answering that question a lot for this game. It's not a dumb question, to be clear, but no, it makes no difference.
Is complicated grief, but it's simple, isn't it? A young girl.
I am arbitrarily able to take advantage of the fact the Japanese version of this game is cheaper because I speak Japanese, at least a bit. Because there's one part in the middle of the game where it asks you questions for security. It asks you security questions to reset some dude's passwords on a computer for a puzzle. So most people have to play the game in English because you do need to be able to understand the questions. They're random. The questions are random. I can understand Japanese, so I can get away with it.
Scraps of a father who never existed. Wake up!
Your dad wasn't a hero.
Does that question origin matter for the run? Yes, some questions are faster than others. It's mostly based on how many letters are in the answer. Mason walks in the room. That's us!
Walking around in your head isn't even a ghost. He never existed. A Frankenstein's monster, a child's fantasy. But you're alive. Your mother is alive. She's not the monster you make her out to be. You need to live your life, Cheryl.
But it turns out, the twist was that Harry was dead all along, and Cheryl was in therapy for that. So the plot of Shattered Memories is that none of it's actually real. That's why a short summary is... You see the problem? It turns out the plot of Shattered Memories is that nothing actually happens. It's essentially a version of It's All a Dream, which... I don't know. It is foreshadowed, but I think it's kind of a weak ending.
I disagree.
Yo, Anonymous! Thanks for gifting 7 subs. Holy shit. Thank you very much. Barra, Barrel of Randomness, Lifeless, Gamel, Kalen, Mischievous Parrot, and Vilecat. Enjoy your subs. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Thank you very much, Anonymous. So this is all just in her mind? Yes. Extremely so. Enjoy the really good credit song while I take a piss, because it is apparently becoming a ritual to piss after every run of this game. It's also because I've drunk an entire can of Coke. My game been delivered yet?
I disagree.
I'm waiting on like a delivery for my copy of Pokemon Arceus Legends. Is it Arceus or Arceus? Why is the credit sequence not playing?
I disagree.
I guess you guys don't get credits. Whatever. Fuck you guys.
I disagree. I disagree.
Really just not gonna play the credits? Whoa, this is like laggy too. There we go. I had to force the credits. It wasn't final input. Run invalid. I've never seen that happen before, that's new. Fortunately, timing ends on when you enter the final room, so it's fine. It's a good song. I can't tell if this is a quirk of running the game on PSTV, but the way the text scrolls in on the therapist report at the end here is like completely fucked in Japanese. It's completely fucked. Like when it judders a line and it like blinks in and out of existence. That does not happen on English. It's a good song. Yep, that puts me in the top. That puts me in the top 5 for this game. I beat Parallax's old Wii run. Good for me. So record 1:19:52, so I'm not that far off that either. But it starts to get like small increments, you know. I'm really glad I added the dancey mode. It's just like an excerpt from the fucking BGA for Mulch. Yeah, no, I started running this game this week. I started running this game this week. I started on Monday. That's what it means to be a pro speedrunner. This is what makes a professional. Here's PB tweet again. Yamaoka's music, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn singing, always a good combo. I wonder if McGlynn still has it, so to speak. Does she still do vocal work? See, I just don't maintain a backlog. My brain is free of the backlog gremlins because I just don't, like, no, I refuse the backlog. I play games as I feel like it, as I see fit. If I don't get around to something, that's none of my business. Add you on Steam so you can add to my backlog. I'll add you on Steam if you want. Have I heard of Midnight Subway? I have heard of Midnight Subway. I don't think I'd like it. I was really into the aesthetic of the game, but then I heard that, like, Midnight Subway is kind of more of a whole W and stuff happens at you kind of game than, like, an adventure game or, like, a horror game. It's like, my interest kind of waned when I found out what kind of game it actually was. It's a shame. Has good presentation, but it seems like more of an art game than, like, a game. That sounds a bit dismissive, but I'm gonna stick to that dismissiveness. When it comes to indie horror games that I haven't played yet, the thing I actually... The couple of games I would like to try... There's like a handful of games I'd like. There's always lots of indie games I want to try, like, but... When it comes to indie horror, like, at least reasonably well-known indie horrors, I want to try Tormented Souls, I want to try Inscription, I want to try Lost in Vivo, and I want to try In Sound Mind. I never got around to these four. I think all of them are on sale, actually. no. Oh. Hi. Oh, she